19.3, 27.8. So the other point to make, by the way, is that let's see, the Tufra. This is Mark 1 plantations with Mark 1 modules. I am writing on paper. Immortal, I am writing. I am typing. I am typing. So I also need to like do the module upgrades as well. So we have Tufra Mark II modules now, wherever those are on this list. Bajillion. We need those instead on the Mark II plantations, and that changes the power a lot. Excuse me. Why calculator, please, please? I need to move my calculator. It won't move. Boy, I hate glitches. That's 15.4. Like, what? Oh, what? What even? There. Now I can move it. So 55.2 plus 19.3 plus 15.4, 89.9? 89.9 plus fish, which is, I don't know, probably another 10. But yeah, it improves as we get through like adding better processes over time. So think of it as right now mostly comparable total power if we look at everything. But a lot of the other things are processes that we're doing anyway that we're scaling up anyway. So we want a lot of this stuff not just for the raw fiber. So it's just that's part of it. It's just a bit more of what we're already making. Also, the processes improve over time a lot better than the wood improves over time. Where this isn't even the final form, quote unquote. We have not even entered the final form yet. This is only partway through mid game, and over time we're going to be able to make these things at less power draw, and that's comparing it to the best possible thing that you can do with wood, right? And it's also a physically huge build with a lot of buildings on the wood setup. So in the end, I'm still gonna not prefer this wood-based raw fiber. Like, no. Just no. Like 300 fastwoods? Yeah, and power is not really the limiting factor. Like, power is not hard. Like, power is not hard. I will gladly spend more power for a more efficient space build. Like, this is very, 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 very tedious to place this many buildings in one spot. Like, that, just no. Just no. No, I won't. I much, much, much prefer this one, where everything is separate builds inherently. For a lot of this, a lot of it gets used for other things, so it's useful builds, useful separate builds that are just combined into one place to do raw fiber, and then each individual component can be scaled. And guess what? This inherently gets a big, big, big amount of power put into it because I'm doing Tholen-based formaldehyde, right? If I wasn't doing Tholen-based formaldehyde, it would use significantly less power than this. We've got over 27, 28 megawatts of power of that 55.2. Like, almost half of it is in Tholens alone, right? Just for the formaldehyde. So, yeah. About that. About that, see? I need these buildings now. This is my plan for this build. By the way, since we've now finished the Korlex stuff. By the way, yes, reminder that this casein pulp 2 really needs to be slowed. Needs to be sped up a bit. Needs some speeding up on that recipe. There's no reason why it should take 15 of those centrifugal pans. But again, power is cheap. Power is cheap. So, I'll take something, in this case, something simpler at a cost of power. In this one instance. Simpler, but more power. I could spend the copper plates and make the methane. Do moondrop methane. I could do that, or I could not, and value my sanity, and all of that good stuff. And yes, I have officially suggested that formaldehyde needs to be one of those gases. Actually, is it? I haven't... gas bladders. Yeah, you guys. Does it have more gases? No. It doesn't get more gases at stage 4. But yeah, I would like formaldehyde in this list. We have methane in this list. We have methane, not formaldehyde, which is a shame. An absolute shame, considering some of these other things, like the ethylene and propene, don't some of these also involve metals to make? So it's like, okay, what about formaldehyde? We've got chlorine-rich gas, or we've got helium and rich gas here, and I guess that's the only good example here. So we've got helium, we've got rich gas. It's better to do the rich gas than the helium, because the rich gas gives you more helium in the end for the amount of rich gas that you got. If you do the helium processing chain from the rich gas, you will end up with more helium. I want a similar situation with formaldehyde, right? I would like something similar with formaldehyde where you just get a bit less than what the methane would produce if you were to throw the plates at the methane here. That would be an idea. An idea. Alright, robots, do your thing. Take stuff away, add stuff here to me. Get rid of some of these things that I don't need to be carrying around anymore, as I prepare to carry around more things. I don't need the evaporators, I think. Pin summary. It is time for a summary. So I can get an idea here. I need 10 biofactories. A stack of biofactories. That's these guys that I am not currently making the Mark IIs of. I need mixers. I have 4. Wonderful. I have precisely 4. That means I need more. 1 whole mix-up, please. At least. I should have the botanicals already. Please tell me I have the botanicals already somewhere in here. Yes, I do. Kickalk plantations. I have precisely enough. I should have the furnaces. Just need the 20 atmospherics and 6 plants. Oh, and also, using the Mark IIs, technically more power than using the Mark I's, just fewer building count. Just a lower building count. That's all oh. Oh. Make more. Continuously make more. 3, 4. Really? You're gonna do that to me? You're really gonna do that to me? Alright, alright. Fine. I need 6 of you. There we go. Come on, robots, bring me some circuit 2s. I could use some. Or better yet, I can do that. And be like, hey, you can stop at that many. Thank you. Now I have the things. I then also need 3 stacks of Kikalk Mark IIs from here. We've got a few more Mark IIs, by the way. We've got a few more Mark IIs for that, for the modules. And I think I'm done. I think I'm ready. So then, of course, the next question is, where will we build? Where is my car? My crawdad? Alright, raw fiber. Where shall you live? Because I also need a train station for 6 inputs. Wherever I put this. 6 input train station. Might actually be best to do it here. Next to the Korlex build. And while I'm here, I will not forget to grab a stack of radars. Because I forgot to have a stack of radars on me while I was up there to begin with. Okay, and how's this doing? This has a few. This is full. Full 10k request. Good. Wish I could request more than 10k. That was not a good change in Factorio when they updated the UI and changed the max request amount from, it was 50k, right? From 50 down to 10. That was not nice of them to do that thing. So yeah, up we go. Back again. I'll be able to place down the radars. I do have the Big Brother mod installed, by the way, so the actual radar range is much, much, much larger than it would have at first appear. So the request amount, well, definitely the slider caps at 10. That much I know for certain. Hey, we can see the whole thing now. Here, let me push the thing. So the slider cap's at 10. See the thingy. The slider cap's at 10, but I see, you can totally type in whatever number you want. See, I didn't know that mechanic. Now I do. Alright. Sure. Let's not tell anyone that they can type in whatever number they want instead of use the slider. That there's no real cap on the number that you can type in. Let's not tell people this thing. That's a great idea. Thanks, developers. Oh, it's always been like that. Well, again, thanks, developers, for making that perfectly clear as part of your game that officially releases this year. Thanks totally for your nearly release-ready game that should have been released years ago. For explaining so clearly that the number that you can type in is in no way, shape, or form even remotely capped at what the slider value is. Let's totally call that a great idea. Right. A reminder that these developers are folks that are not inherently they didn't begin as game designers. They wanted to make a game that they wanted to make. This is engineers and coders more so than like user experience type folks. So I can understand it's not the area of expertise of the majority of the team that makes this game. But, I mean, come on! Some things are like, just... Why? Why did you think that was a good idea? I'm gonna shove those in there. Alright. So, this build will be a build. Yes, this will absolutely be a build. That we will build in 10 minutes. Clearly not. I did not grab more Braille while I was at the bus, at the mall. That is unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate, because I will need more rail. One output station. That's not the proper station. That's the station. That is the station of my dreams! And we are now out of the rails. Yay, we've got all the signals, just not the rails for it. Let's get some rails. Let's get some rails. All that can go away. I'll actually be copying and pasting from this beautiful station that I have right over here, because that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 input. Yeah, that will work. I can... Trees in the way. Oh, really? Oh, really? Did you know that there's a tree in the way? Gee, there's a tree in the way. How awful. pick up these things. Ah. Clean the stuffs. Now, I do have sulfuric acid as one of these. Yes, yes, I do. But the sulfuric is the only fluid. And I only have one station for the of the regular stations. So what I'll do here is actually just convert this to one of those. Of course, all the belt needs to be redone and all that good stuff, but anyway. So yeah, just paste over that. This will, of course, not be Korlex sulfuric. This will be raw fiber sulfuric. This will be raw fiber sugar, raw fiber casein, raw fiber sodium hydrox, raw fiber lamps, and raw fiber manure. And this, of course, is raw fiber station 2. So I think I have a raw fiber station 1, or temp. Might be called temp. Let me look at this list. Do I even? I don't. I don't even. Odd. Oh boy. Alright, so you are 1. Raw fiber station 1. You, of course, will be raw fiber depot 1. At least no trains with this stop. Good. Good to know. Alright, I will go back and grab significantly more rails. And guess what? We're, like, done with the train station. Just that. Isn't it great having a train station that you can just do slight modifications of? Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Should have thought of that 200 hours ago. Actually, using the one train station I've made that can be scaled up. Oh man, isn't that a wonderful idea? The downside, of course, is that it ends up making your train stations look all the same. And while there is a way of having things styled, I sort of do like the idea of having individualized train stations. Like, just the aesthetics of having individualized train stations where everything is just a bit different. Same, like, sort of overall componentry in each. Everything has a depot section, everything has a passing waiting section, everything has the actual input output sections. It's just how big each one is and their placement in relation to each other differs depending on the station. Not all of it, it's rarely ever the same, for the exception of all of these. All of these that now I have begun just scaling upwards for however many inputs I need. Alright, so I am here for rails specifically. And basically every every time they bring me rails, it's just gonna go straight into the vehicle. I think this will end up being a bit faster, as we are about 4 minutes before the end of the stream. We have 4 whole minutes! We'll be done with this train track laying. That's what we'll be done with. And then next time I'll actually, like, do the raw fiber. Welcome back for the last 4 minutes. You have arrived for 4 minutes. Yes, at least bring me these last units of track so I can go up and finish this train station. Not much building was done. Train station was done. That's train station ghosts are placed. That's what happened. Ghosts were placed. I'm going, excuse me? I hate rocks. I really hate rocks. I really hate rocks. Remind me to never use alien biomes ever again. Just straight up. I will probably just not use alien biomes ever again. 'Cause screw rocks. It's got pretty trees. It's got nice looking tile sets. But my god, the rocks. Please, God, get rid of the rocks. Or like a mod. Get a mod for alien biomes. Does this exist? A mod for alien biomes that kills all the rocks. Just destroys every single one. Gets rid of all of it. They are a bane of my existence. There is no setting for rocks in alien biomes. There has never been a rock setting. You can tell alien biomes which tiles you want, which actual types of tiles you want, but it doesn't let you control anything in regards to the trees or the rocks. So you can't tell it to not spawn a specific type of tree, and you can't tell it to not spawn a specific type of rock. It will just spawn those types of trees and rocks over whatever tiles that you've chosen. So the rocks and the trees are tied to the specific terrain type tile set. So by toggling the tile sets, you can toggle what types of rocks and trees you'll get, but it does nothing about you can't do anything about the frequency of the rocks. You can control easily the frequency of trees, because that's just the vanilla mechanic. You can very easily control the frequency of trees. If the vanilla system allowed you to control the frequency of rocks, a feature that would be very much appreciated, I'm sure, then we could have more control over how many rocks spawn. But as it so happens, base game doesn't have control over doesn't give you control over rock spawns. Nor does RSO by default. Not as a setting in game. I think there are ways of modifying rock spawns in the code, like in the actual files of the mods, but not anything presented to you in the game, which is a massive, massive shame. Massive shame. This needs to be, like, mirrored. Again, want to buy mirror button, because, like, all of this needs to be mirrored completely. Completely mirrored. Yes, my stuff is not fit for you. Just gonna finish by doing that real quick. And with that, as my inventory is just massively overinflated with things and stuffs. What did we get done today? It is time to wrap things up for the day today. What got done? The Korlex build was finished. Ultimately, in the end, we got casein. The casein is flowing at this point. The previous stream we got through this point right here. We got up to here, didn't have the modules. We got the modules for the kickalk here, these kickalk machines for this particular recipe. Got those modules. Got the logistics done. They're flowing. Got all of this built. All of it built, including having a little old machine down here giving us some tar to make the ash. Hey, guess what? We're gonna take the tar up again for this build over here. Spent a while planning out what the actual build is going to look like for the raw fiber. Took some time to actually compare this recipe using kickalk with the recipe using wood and just ultimately saying, hey, it's really complex. Yes, it does use roughly equivalent amounts of power, but screw placing 300 plus buildings in one build like that to get an equivalent output of raw fiber. And just the amount of space that requires is just massive. And everything in here, most of it, you're making anyway. So you already have builds for this. It's just siphoning off. Ultimately, it will end up just being a siphoning off of stuff that we're making for other things primarily. But yeah, that's going to be the story. Even though we're building small to do this, it will be just a small part of what will be a much larger setup later for other things. That's the point. That's the point. That is the point. And then also got out here finished with making this train station. So that means that next time we meet, I will be finishing / building. Looks like I need some landfill for these ponds. These little shallow waters to build on them. I'll be building the rest of the raw fiber setup, and then going into planning out the Yotoi and Grodd for bedding. We'll be planning a bedding build. That's what will happen next time. We'll begin planning the bedding build. I don't know about starting to execute on the bedding build. It will depend on how long it takes to get this build for the raw fiber completed with all the logistics and the train on the thingy and in depot and all that good stuff. But yeah, that'll be the plan for next time. We will start thinking about the bedding, the actual bedding. What we'll be spending raw fiber on. Hey, the raw fiber will be used in bedding in the end, but we need the other things for the bedding now at scale. So that'll be next. So with that, I would of course like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and if you're watching the VODs on YouTube, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can do all of the social stuff through the links below the video, including supporting Planeton's Mods development at patreon.com/Planeton and myself at patreon.com/OtakuShowboat. I will, of course, see you all on Sunday, where we're going to do all those things that I talked about, and and address the Ulrich that just got updated, the new size of the Ulrich. So we have to do that too, on top of everything else. So I will, of course, see you all then.